Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Ripper Street. Ripper Street is a British TV series set in Whitechapel in the East End of London, and starring Matthew Macfadyen, Jerome Flynn, and Adam Rothenberg. It begins in 1889, 6 months after the infamous Jack the Ripper murders. The first episode was broadcast on the 30th of December 2012 during BBC One's Christmas schedule, and was first broadcast in the United States on BBC America on the 19th of January 2013. Ripper Street returned for a second 8-part series on the 28th of October 2013. On the 4th of December 2013, it was reported that a third series would not be made due to low viewing figures for Series 2. Then on the 11th of December 2013, Variety reported negotiations between the show's producer Tiger Aspect and Love Film to fund future episodes, similar to Netflix funding episodes of Arrested Development. On the 26th of February 2014, it was confirmed that Amazon Video would resurrect the show. Filming began in May 2014. Series 3 began streaming on Amazon UK Prime Instant Video on the 14th of November 2014, but has not been made available on Amazon's US site. The third series began airing on BBC America on the 29th of April 2015, and on BBC One on the 31st of July 2015. In June 2015, the series was renewed for a fourth and fifth series. In 2016, it was announced that the show would end with the fifth series. Series 4 premiered on Amazon UK on the 15th of January 2016, on BBC America on the 28th of July 2016, and in the United Kingdom on BBC Two from the 22nd of August 2016. The concluding fifth series premiered in full on Amazon UK on the 12th of October 2016. Series 1. The series begins in April 1889, 6 months since the last Jack the Ripper killing, and in Whitechapel H Division is responsible for policing 1¼ square miles of East London, a district with a population of 67,000 poor and dispossessed. The men of H Division had hunted the Ripper and failed to find him. When more women are murdered on the streets of Whitechapel, the police begin to wonder if the killer has returned. Among the factories, rookeries, chop shops, brothels, and pubs, Detective Inspector Edmund Reed and Detective Sergeant Bennett Drake team up with former U.S. Army surgeon and Pinkerton agent Captain Homer Jackson to investigate the killings. They frequently cross paths with Tenter Street brothel Madame Long Susan, who came to London with Jackson from America and let him reside at the brothel. Their relationship becomes strained due to Jackson's attraction to one of her most profitable girls, Rose Erskine, and, because of his close involvement with Reed and H Division. Reed and his wife Emily only have one daughter, Matilda, who was lost and presumed deceased some months before the series begins, in a river accident during the hunt for the Ripper. The newspaper reporter, Fred Best, knows a dark secret about her death. Although still troubled, and despite her husband's reservations, Emily is determined to make a new life for herself by helping the fallen women of Whitechapel. Series 2. The second series is set in 1890. Emily has left Reed after he gave her false hope that Matilda might not have drowned. Rose Erskine has left Long Susan's brothel to work as a waitress at the music hall Bluett's Theatre of Varieties. Sergeant Drake has married another of Susan's girls, Bella. A new detective constable, Albert Flight, is introduced. Reed crosses swords with the ruthless Inspector Jedediah Shine 10 years an inspector on the Hong Kong police force, Shine has used that experience to exert a firm grip over Limehouse's neighbouring K division and the emergent Chinatown that grows within it. Long Susan, happy as brothel keeper, is in debt to Silas Duggan, who lent her funds to start the business, unbeknownst to Jackson, who wants to leave London. Historical backdrops to episodes in Series 2 include Chinese immigration, the London Match Girls' strike of 1888, electrical war of currents, the Cleveland Street scandal, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, Joseph Merrick, and the Bering Crisis. Series 3. In 1894, a train accident in Whitechapel kills 55 civilians. At the scene of the accident, Reed, Drake, Jackson, Rose Erskine, and Long Susan are reunited after a long period of separation. Reed investigates the derailment and discovers that it was caused by a heist. The organizer is Susan's solicitor, Ronald Capshaw. His intention is to steal U.S. bearer bonds in order to bail out their financially stricken Obsidian estates and to continue in their attempt to gentrify Whitechapel. Matilda is discovered by Capshaw to be still alive, although Reed is told by Susan that she has died since being rescued. Matilda escapes and is picked up by Harry Ward, a teenage pimp. Receiving a tip-off where she was last seen, Reed and Bennett find her, but she runs away. Reed returns to his home and father and daughter reunite. Series 4. Series 4 opens in 1897, the year of Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. Reed has now given up his detective work and is living in Hampton-on-Sea with Matilda. He is drawn back to Whitechapel after a visit from Deborah Goren, who urges him to return to investigate the murder of a rabbi at the hand of Isaac Bloom, whom she believes innocent. Meanwhile, Drake is now head inspector of Whitechapel and still employs Jackson, who has given up his drinking and gambling in order to save money to free Susan, who is now sentenced to hang for her crimes. When his attempts to legally free her fail, he helps to fake her death, forcing her to give up their son to be raised by Drake and his wife Rose, while Susan hides out of sight and Jackson pretends to be a grieving widower to his friends. Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.